Hello everybody, welcome to episode 16 of Fox and Thoughts. This is the last video of the year. Well, I was going to actually do another video, but I got so busy, I just couldn't get around to it. So yeah, I was going to post some kind of writer reaction video, but that didn't happen. So I thought I'd end the year with Fox and Thoughts. So this episode is 2025, the year of bad authors and life upgrades. So we are going to talk about some bad authors, some bad bookish conventions, and some bad returns. But we're also going to be talking about some life upgrades. So there's going to be good stuff. There's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. So stay tuned. Keep on watching or listening or whatever you're doing. And if you're watching and if you decide to continue watching the screen as you're listening to me, you might notice that my avatar is moving. I got some animated versions of my avatar. It looks so cool. So anyway, yeah, you might have seen these moving avatars in the last Fox and Thoughts because I did put them in there as well. Anyway, it might be nice to get some more, but you know, I can't keep spending on avatars. Okay, let's talk about bad authors. There have been so many bad authors this year. Like, what is going on? But the thing is, I want to make it clear that it's not that authors are bad. It's just that bad people have become authors. You see, so because being an indie author myself, I don't want to say that all indie authors are bad. Indie authors aren't bad. It's just that there are some bad people that have turned into authors. They just happen to be authors. These are just people who, in my opinion, people who, you know, maybe they already had it in them to allegedly scam people, but they just happen to be authors. So what were the bad authors doing this year? Where they were scamming people, allegedly creating problematic stories? I think there was this one woman, I can't remember her name, but I think it was this year that this happened, but it was over in like a flash because she got arrested or something. I can't exactly remember, but it was a book that was kind of, it wasn't, I don't think she explicitly said anywhere that this was an adult book, but it was, I watched some people commenting on this book and some people who had actually read the book. It was kind of a weird fetish book or something. I don't know, but anyway, it was kind of weird in a weird way, and also very problematic and possibly predatory. And I think she got arrested for it. So, yeah. Also, authors being called out using generative AI to produce their writing. I mean, this one author, I can't remember her name. I can't remember the names of most of these authors that have been bad because there was just so many. And I only remember the ones that I actually, know about. Like, I know their names and stuff like that. So there was this one author that got called out for using generative AI. Do you remember this scandal? If you've been following bad author scandals, and she had the AIs, it might have been ChatGPT, I don't know, response in the text. And she just published it just like that. She didn't check anything. I mean, if you are going to use generative AI to write bad fiction and produce art, I guess, claiming to produce, I don't consider generative AI to be art. I mean, that's weird. But if you were going to do it, if you're going to go the whole thing and you're going to be bad, then do it right, right? It's like if a thief wrote his name on the wall after stealing. And like if you're going to do it, just do it the whole bad way, you know. But anyway, she left that in, and she got called out, of course, because it was obvious. I don't really know what happened. I think did her books get taken down? I don't know. I can't remember what happened, but I remember there was a lot of doubling down or whatever. But if you were using AI, the thing is, there's been lots of talk about AI this year, but it's come down to that. If you need AI to help, that's okay. But using generative AI to write stories or create art, that is where the problem is. Because a generative AI steals from artists and authors, creators. So even though you are not doing the stealing yourself, since the generative AI is doing the stealing, you're kind of also stealing, so that's why it's not good. And if you are someone who is like using generative AI for fun, that's okay. If you're using generative AI to help in your creative process and you are not tracing anything, that's okay. But if you are generating stuff using AI and then selling that stuff as your own on websites and stuff like that, that is the problem. Generative AI is already a problem. If you are using a problem, then you also kind of become like a problem, even though you're not intentionally trying to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you are not bad, but you are using a bad thing, so then you kind of become bad. You know what I mean? But anyway, if you are someone that's like, no, I think generative AI is art, well, that is your opinion. My opinion is that it's not, okay, and that it's bad. And so we can have two different opinions, okay, and we can still enjoy the rest of this video, right? So anyway, generative AI authors, right? Okay. There also have been authors who were bullies. I didn't watch all of it. I didn't watch all of the videos covering author dramas where authors were bullies, but there were a lot of cases where authors were just being bullies to like reviewers. And this goes into the next segment here of authors forgetting that reviews are for readers. Reviews are for readers. So if someone reviewed my book Between Roses, which you could get on Amazon and you can get on Barnes & Noble if you don't like Amazon. So if someone wrote a review that was slightly critical of my book, that's fine. I want readers to be honest about my book because that informs other readers, and that's a good thing. I don't want, I don't really, okay, so I do read my reviews. I get a little bit afraid to do it because they are for readers, so it's not really, as an author, it's not my space to go and read these reviews, but I do get curious, so I do go read some of the reviews, and so far, it's been pretty good, which is really nice. I've gotten a lot of 5-star reviews on Goodreads, and I'm really grateful. Of course, I wasn't expecting I do really like Between Roses. As someone who once read their own book as like a reader, it did turn out to be a really good book that I didn't intend to publish when I first started writing it, but anyway, it turned out really good, I guess. Which brings on the pressure of the second book. um but anyway, you do what you gotta do and what resources you have to yourself. I mean, I had a lot of good resources at the time of writing Between Roses. But the second book, it's difficult, financially, So I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm going to do my best, of course. But anyway, authors forgetting that reviews are for readers. And then coming at the readers and being a bully. I'm like, you know what, authors who are doing that? Come off of your high horse. Take a look at your ego. And remember, reviews are for readers. It is literally not your space to be commenting at all. You should be happy that readers are actually reading and actually reviewing. I would count all reviews, any review that I get, I would count as a success. Even if I got some review that was like saying that they didn't like the book, that's their opinion and they are entitled to their opinion, of course. So anyway, that happened. Okay, so another bad author thing was manipulating the audience. Now, this is alleged, but if you know about the Winters drama, and I'm not going to say their first name because I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember exactly what they changed their name to, but they transitioned, and so I'm going to say just Winters. So Winters allegedly emotionally manipulating the audience, but not just Winters. There have been other authors who were like manipulating the audience in a way like, oh, I have this mental disability and that's why I did these things. But that's not nice to people who have mental disability. It doesn't excuse you. So like if you do a bad thing, you did a bad thing, and you're perhaps your like mental disability or some traumatic experience in your life did affect your decisions, but doesn't excuse bad behavior. So if you did some, it's kind of like emotional blackmail almost. Oh, look at me, such sorry, poor little old me. You please buy my book because my book has been oppressed or something. But did that actually happen? So this segues? Am I segueing things? Into alleged Castle. I think his last name was Castle. So, Paul Castle. I have been watching a lot of short clips and videos of Paul and his husband. Very cute, very fun videos. You get to learn about what Paul is blind. You get to learn about what his kind of blindness is like and how he goes about his life and sort of, awareness and all that stuff. And it's great. It's great. And also guide dogs. And they do it in a sort of humorous, fun kind of way. But he has a book. He is an indie author. Self-published. Well, is it self-published if you have your own publisher? I guess you could call it indie publishing, I guess. But anyway, allegedly he kind of emotionally blackmails his audience. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Manipulating the audience into feeling sorry for him and so they buy his book, right? Um there's been some alleged stuff, lots of alleged stuff. I've watched some videos on that. I can't remember her name. Was her name Laura or something? I can't remember her name, but she is a reader who covers a lot of bad author drama. And she made a few videos about Castle. So I might link one of her videos below so that you can check out what that was all about. She made a few, so I'm not gonna link all of them, but you can probably find your way down the rabbit hole yourself. Um, I genuinely don't know why he thought he had the need to do this, because I think people would have bought his books anyway. I feel like if this is my opinion, but don't you have enough confidence in your book to just sell it as is without having to say, "Oh my gosh, my book was banned," or "Oh my gosh, they're trying to like they didn't want my book because it's about two male penguins having a penguin baby." Um if you have confidence in your book, wouldn't you just sell the book as, without attaching all those things to it? I mean, alleged, right? Alleged that it may be not true, but I mean, in this day and age, I think people are a little more accepting of those kinds of books. And if and it is a children's book, for little kids, and of course I wouldn't be buying it for myself, but maybe if I like the art, because he's drawn the art himself, and it's pretty good that he's done that himself, because he really can only see like a straw's width of vision is all he has or something. And if he's drawing this arts, with that kind of vision, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so if I am a really big fan of him or something, I might buy it regardless. I don't need this manipulating kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you were doing. If allegedly that you are actually manipulating your audience. And Winters is the same thing. Like, if you have so much confidence in your story and stuff like that, wouldn't you just promote story? But I think the problem with Winters was that they produced a book that was bad, that they knew that was not completely edited. Apparently they actually knew that, and yet they tried to sell it, and it's very expensive. It was like $40 or something like that, if I remember correctly. But anyway, the Winters drama lasted for quite some time, because there was lots of doubling down, and there was lots of back and forth and kind of weird, odd kind of behavior. And then where did she go? Where did he go? Transition. Sorry, I need to remember that. He went to Finland? I can't remember exactly where it was. Starting a new life there. Great. But hopefully you pick back up, produce the book without manipulating the audience. I don't know why you need to manipulate the audience. Like, if you have confidence in your book, you have fans who are still supporting you, then why not just try to ride that wave? I don't know why people manipulate audience. I wouldn't manipulate my audience, because I have confidence in the book. Like, I wouldn't say like, oh, please get my book because I am struggling financially. Like, why? I wouldn't do that. I don't know why people do. Anyway, I am not those people, so I don't know how they think. How do they think? Slight tangent. So I am always curious about how other people's brains work, how their minds work, like how they think like people who do these manipulating, like what are they actually thinking in their mind? Are they thinking, I want to manipulate someone today? Or do they like not go into it like that? Do they genuinely think like, I need to tell my audience that I am financially struggling and maybe they will buy my book then, and then they will support me in that way. And that's good because we're supporting each other, but it comes off as manipulating. Maybe they're not thinking it's manipulating. But aren't they aware? If they're aware, how aware are they that they're manipulating? Like, I'm very curious about that kind of stuff. I'm very curious about that stuff. So, anyway, yes, the last one about bad authors is that they are making courses and scamming people. I don't know what it is. Someone is very successful. They decide, I am going to make a course. And maybe it comes from a genuine place. Okay, maybe they really do feel like they can offer something. But can't they offer it for free? I feel like those sort of things, like, I don't know. Like, for example, self-help books. Why do you have to make money off of that? I get that when people feel like they have something to offer, like they can teach people, they think, maybe I can make a buck out of this. But if people having healthy mental lives is like one of the essential things about being alive as a human being, why wouldn't you just offer it for free? Like I would. Like if I have something to offer, like mentally, like to help somebody, I would do it for free. Like why wouldn't you? Maybe I'm in a completely different world than these people, or these people are I don't really understand why people do this. People who offer courses, like if this course, okay, if this course has like a special one-on-one session with professionals, I can understand that would cost money because you need to pay those people, those professionals, right? Although I don't understand why they are professionals in that area, but anyway, that's not my area, so what can I say about that? But the thing about these courses that really gets me is that oftentimes they are like so super stupidly expensive. Now, if you are going to charge somebody for a course about, becoming better like authors, your mindset and that sort of thing, and it doesn't have a one-on-one session, it's just a bunch of on-demand videos or something, I don't get it. Why you would charge like hundreds and thousands of dollars, especially in this economy. I mean, yeah. So, and in the end, oftentimes those courses are just like, you could have told me this for free. Like, I could have gotten the same advice from my friend if I had someone to give me that kind of advice. I mean, and people buying this stuff. If you are a struggling author, why would you put your money into a course for someone just to tell you you need to have a positive outlook on life or whatever? I mean, I could just look up online and find that information for myself for free. I mean, like, I don't have to pay you to tell me that I need to have a positive outlook on life. I mean, you know what I'm getting at? I mean, it doesn't make sense. Does it make sense to you, these courses charging? The ones that I have the most problem with is that the courses that charge tens of thousands of dollars and only to tell you to have a positive outlook on life. There is no one-on-one session. There is no individually sort of curated program. Nothing. It's just on-demand videos of someone sitting in their car sometimes. all recorded on the same, like there's no effort put in. Yeah, I don't get it. So there were some authors that did that, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're just trying to make money, and that's kind of scammy too. I mean, you're not offering the money's worth, right? Okay. It says on my screen, and the always bad ones aren't getting any better. I meant to say, and always the bad ones aren't getting any better. Anyways, they are probably getting worse, and they have gotten worse. I mean, there were some like horrendous allegations of like harassment and stuff like that, and kind of predatory things, and oh my gosh. But as I said in the beginning of this section, beginning of this topic, it is not authors that are bad. It is bad people who happen to be authors. Oh my goodness, the world. This has become the world of the indie author, the world of the author world, of the publishing world. Oh my gosh, what has become? I mean, not to say that these people suddenly are existing. It's just that they are online. These people, bad people who happen to be authors, are online, and so that's why we're seeing it. They probably always existed. It's not like suddenly people just like with the flip of a switch have gone bad. No, that's not how it works. Okay. So, bad bookish conventions has been another thing that has gone on this year, especially A Million Lives Book Festival. Alleged scam, alleged, but yeah, that was a drama, huh? I mean, they go to the venue, there is nothing there, there's nothing for them to do. They have been misguided in how many people are actually going to attend this festival. And so all these authors have gathered all their books and their little trinkets and stuff like that, and they go, and then they can hardly sell anything. And so who is going to pay for the cost of their hotel? Themselves. Struggling authors, allegedly, they were made to pay for their own hotels or like other things that they were promised they wouldn't have to pay for. There are a lot of videos out there about A Million Lives Book Festival. I mean, even Amanda of Swell Entertainment has covered this. By the time I watched her video, I had already watched a whole bunch of other videos that covered this scandal, so I knew what was going on, but I wanted to see her take on it because it's always fun to see Amanda's take on it. So anyway, there was another one called the Waterstone Book Festival. This was in the UK, and apparently it was just overcrowded chaos. So I first heard about this because Willow talked about it, and I'll link her video down below. I don't remember the exact details, but apparently it was so crowded. There were some people who needed sort of aid. They had some disability and they needed some aid, but they weren't able to get it or something like that, and it was just very bad. And apparently maybe the venue, they didn't expect such a big crowd, but there was going to be some authors signing books, like some book signings, but it was just all complete overrun, crowded chaos. So anyway, I'll link her video. down below. Also, Million Lives Book Festival. I'll actually link a Swell Entertainment's video down below. There were lots of other videos that I had watched, but because I like Swell Entertainment, I am going to link a video down below. Anyway, bad bookish conventions. I mean, the Million Lives Book Fest, that was there were some people calling it a Million Lies Book Festival. I thought that was very funny. Anyway, alleged scam. I don't know what the situation was afterwards. I had heard that some authors had gotten their money back, but the sort of things that this person, I can't remember what her name was, but this person who put on the Million Lives Book Festival was saying is that, oh, I can't give the money back because I had some medical emergencies. And I feel like I've seen this so many times. Allegedly, always allegedly. It's a lie. Because how many times is it that scammers use health as a reason why they can't pay you back the money? I mean, so many times that I've seen that happening. And so when I saw her reason for not paying people back, I thought, can we really? I mean, if it's true, that is terrible. But can we really believe it? I mean, if she's been lying so far, how do we? And I mean, it sounds like a scammer talk. How are we supposed to believe her after all these lies? You know, she really dug herself into a pretty deep hole. I don't know how she's going to get out of that. But anyway, don't lie, people. Don't lie to your authors. Don't lie to your readers or your audience, because one lie leads to another and another, and then when you tell the truth, no one's going to believe you. It's the story of the boy who called wolf. So that happened. Bad bookish conventions this year. Just completely utter chaos. Oh my God. Okay, now this kind of goes away from writing and reading, but I watch a lot of drama channels, and so I just wanted to talk about this. Two people that I used to, one of them I didn't really like. One person that I actually really liked turned out to be a terrible person. Do you guys know of a ukulele apology video? Yeah. Do you guys know of a lady who decided, out of sheer anger, obviously kind of childish, I think it was kind of childish of her to do this, decided to come onto the internet after a whole big terrible scandal involving minors? I am so disappointed in her. I mean, I used to love her content, but now looking back, I see how problematic that it had been. I can't believe it. I can honestly not believe it. Anyway, this lady, her name is Colleen Balinger. So I used to actually watch her videos way back in the days. Way back. Way before she had children. Way before, is it? Well, before she had kids, way before she had kids, I was watching her content, and I liked it. But now looking back, anyway, do you remember the ukulele apology video? I mean, people who don't normally didn't even know about didn't even know about Colleen Balinger had heard about the ukulele apology video. But it's a non-apology video. And apparently, she went on to a podcast with the lady who plays That's So Raven. I can't remember what her name was, but she has a podcast with somebody. She does a podcast with somebody. And for some reason, they got Colleen Balinger onto their podcast. Like, what are they doing platforming this woman? Anyway, can you tell how incredibly disappointed and annoyed I am at her? Because she could have been one of the, good OG YouTuber people, but she turned out to be so problematic and disappointing because I thought that she was nice and funny. But anyway, she returned. I mean, she's already been sort of returned to the internet, and returned in quotes. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing air quotes. Returned to the internet. Why? Please stay off the internet. I beg you. Because she did so wrong by this person called Adam McIntyre. She did so wrong by him. And he was such a fan of hers, and then she did so wrong by him. So many terrible things. I mean, if you just look up her name, you will find so many people have covered this situation. Even Swoop documentaries. Swoop has covered this extensively, so you can go and look it up for yourself if you don't know what had gone on. But I just don't understand why she even did this podcast, but she made a return to the masses. I mean, not just the people on her channel, and apparently she's collecting rocks now. I don't know what's going on. She in this podcast, I didn't watch the podcast, but I watched somebody covering the podcast because I'm not going to give the podcast my view count. She was on this podcast and she didn't seem to know exactly what she had done wrong still. Or if she does, she's trying to do some PR control or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just so disappointed in her. Just so disappointed. And knowing that she'd always been kind of problematic, can't believe I didn't see that. But I mean, I was young. I wasn't young, but I was kind of naive about the YouTube world. And YouTube was also kind of a weird place way back in the day. It's still a weird place. I mean, let's be honest. But I think, anyway. Yeah, she made a return. And so another person that made a surprising return, like, I don't know why he didn't just stay off the platform after what had happened. But Wife Guy. Do you know Wife Guy? Yeah, Wife Guy. He made an unhinged return. He started doing some podcasts. I mean, I don't know what. He's digging himself into such a deep hole. I don't know what anyway. Ned Fulmer, you know him. Wife Guy, yeah. So, I don't know what they're doing. Colleen Balinger Colleen Balinger and Ned Fulmer, their decisions just make me cringe. Like, what are they doing? Like, just stay off the internet. Like, I don't know what. They just stay off content create. Just stop doing what you're doing and go behind the scenes. Just stay off. No one wants to really see you. So disappointed in both of you. What you're I mean, come on. Especially Wife Guy. I mean, that's so terrible what he did to his wife. what he did to Ariel is just so horrible. And of course she's just I mean, she's struggling, you know? Why would you do that? Apparently he doesn't even know why he did. I don't know, but anyway, he sort of aired out all his dirty laundry onto the internet. Like, we needed to know all that, but still, I don't know. He dug himself into such a deep hole. He is not going to come out of this. Neither is Colleen Balinger. She is not going to come out of this. I mean, what she did so wrongly to poor Adam McIntyre and all the other victims of her crimes and stuff. I mean, why, especially that other guy? I don't want to talk about all the other bad guys. That OG YouTubers being such bad people. I mean, not all OG YouTubers, but like, it's so disappointing. Anyway, this year was the year of bad returns of some OG YouTubers. Like, I don't know what. What are they doing? What are they thinking? What's going on in their brains? I want to know exactly what their thought process was. Did they really think it was going to go over well? I am getting so heated about this. Okay. Let's have a break. Let's take a drink of water. A drink of water. Okay, drink your water. Take a breather. This year wasn't all bad, okay? I'm just highlighting the bad. I feel like there was been so much bad stuff, like bad authors, bad conventions, bad returns. 2025, I feel like the beginning felt kind of slow, but then it sort of picked up and suddenly it's December. What happened? What happened, honestly? Oh my gosh. And as a last hurrah, I spilled coffee on my computer mouse and now it's broken. So I'm letting that dry. I'm actually using a mouse that I got. It's too big for me, but it's going to have to do. There's apparently a way that I can send in my mouse to some place that will fix my mices. How do you say plural computer mouses? Is it mouses or mices? Mice? I don't know. Why do we call it a mouse anyway? It doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't even look like a... Oh, does it? Does it look like a mouse? Like the animal mouse? Does it really look like it? I don't know. I mean, if it has the... But what about if it has the wire attached to it? Like, I use wireless mice? What do you say? It just sounds so weird to say mice. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I can send my mouse into some repair shop place, but I'm not going to do that this year because I'm going to be actually leaving in a few days to go to my to go away for the holidays. And anyway, I won't be bringing any computer stuff with me. And I will be away, so I can't be here. And so I'm probably gonna do the mouse fixing next year. It's next year's problem. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so anyway, next year's problem. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, my mouse is kind of broken. I don't know what to do. I mean, it got wet a little bit and then it got wet a little bit more. And now the scrolly thing in the middle doesn't work. The clicky thing kind of works, but not really. And I got it this year. It's new. I haven't been using it that much either. That's why I want to get it fixed, even if I have to pay more than it had cost. It's fine. Okay, let's get into my life upgrades. This is just about me, just stuff about me. And first, I want to highlight, look at the screen right now. Everybody who is not looking at the screen, look at the screen right now. I want you to see this wonderful avatar, new avatar art that I got. Isn't it so cute? It is so cute. I love it so much. Yes, it doesn't move. It's okay. I have ones that move. I mean, getting animated stuff, it's expensive because, I mean, I don't know how they do this animated stuff, but it's a lot of work, I'm guessing. Um, yes, it doesn't move, but this is actual art drawn. It is not generative AI. I have made absolute sure of that. Okay, there are those people that sell AI air quote art. Oh my gosh, it's not art if you generated it. It's not art if you generated it. It is not. I don't know why people say generated AI art. I mean, come on. So anyway, what I wanted to say is that isn't this art cute? Isn't this art just lovely and cute? Okay, it's a new avatar design. I'm going to credit the artist into the description if you want to check them out on Instagram. I think I will be linking their Instagram. If you want to check them out on Instagram, you can go do that. They have lots of lovely art, and they make like author like profiles. That's how she or they I don't know pronouns came to me. I was going to ask for some like character art, but then I thought, you know what? I think her style would be perfect. Their style would be perfect with this type of thing. Anyway, isn't it cute? Okay. So that's one upgrade. Upgrade, I don't know. I wouldn't call it an upgrade. This new avatar design is not particularly an upgrade because it's not like the other avatar designs aren't good. I love all of them equally. But anyway, I'm blabbering. So I got a job. You might think, wait, I thought you already had what? A job? I thought you already had a job. I had a part-time job. I'm going to be getting a full-time job in this coming April. Which is great because I have been working towards getting this full-time job at this current place that I'm working at. So, yes, no, being an author is not my job. It is something that is like a side hustle, but it is a serious, very incredibly serious side hustle. I am not an author to make money out of being an author. I don't think that is possible, but I am creating books and selling those books, but I don't have to be making a lot of money. I mean, if I do end up, I don't know, I've been thinking, do I want to become an author like, that's the main income? And I thought, you know what, if I make it my main income job and how much hustle you have to put into doing that, I don't know. I might start losing my love for writing. I don't know if I want to do that. I've been thinking about that. I used to say I want to be an author like a full-time job kind of thing, but I don't know if I want to do that. Having a other job on the side that is, kind of related to my interest, but not always, can be my main income, and then the author stuff, if that brings in a little money, great. And if it doesn't, that's fine. But as long as my book is out there, somebody's going to buy it, right? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to check it out? You going to check out Between Roses? I actually published the paperback of Between Roses in June this year. Finally, a paperback. This is something, okay, so nobody asked for this paperback. I just wanted it. I wanted to have my paperback book out in the world. I also wanted to have my book in my bookshelf. I also wanted to hold my book in my hands. That's always been a dream of mine. So it happened. And I also wanted to have illustrations in the book. And I also wanted to have bonus content. Nobody asked for this. I just wanted it. This is just something that I personally wanted, so I created it. And if you like it too, great. Great. Okay, another thing that I did this year was I made props for Bookstagram. And so, there's lots of really pretty Bookstagram photos out there. I wanted to do something like that, but I wanted to do it in my way. So, all through summer, I was gathering supplies and stuff like that and making collages and stuff. I did lots of arts and crafts this year. So, I did made props. I did make made props. What is English? I did make props this year. I made some props. If you go to my Instagram, you will see there are some very elaborate elaborate Bookstagram photos up there. The recent ones haven't been so elaborate because I've been kind of busy, haven't been able to, really put time into doing Bookstagram. But there's going to be more next year. I've just been so busy at the end of the year. Oh my gosh. Okay, and another thing that I've done and been doing professional editing on my poetry collection. Did you know I have a poetry collection coming out next year? I haven't really talked much about this. It's a dark poetry collection, but it's about all the things that we shy away from, but that need to have a light on. Some things that could be considered dark or taboo, but that we need to shine a light on, and we need to have discussions about it. So that poetry collection will be coming out sometime next year. Hoping I can get it done by March. So anyway, I had professional editing done on my poetry collection. That was very nice, very helpful. Some people might not want to get professional editing done on their poetry collections, and the reason being is that a lot of people write poetry that is about themselves. I don't know why I don't. I never have really written about myself in poetry. My poetry is always about, they're always like story poetry. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's like stories. I tell stories in poetry. I mean, I'm a fiction writer. I don't write nonfiction. So my poetry is also like that. It's always very sort of imaginative and sort of, but it conveys messages through the poetry, even though it's like fictional stuff. So even though it's not really about me. I have some poems in this poetry collection, however, that are inspired by real world events, such as deportation. Yes. So anyway, some very hot topics, some very good topics talking about in the poetry collection, inspired by, real world events, especially the recent ones. So another thing that I did, I guess this is my puzzle journey upgrade. I like doing jigsaw puzzles. And so I did a 1,000 piece puzzle for the first time by myself. And I also did a 2,000 micro piece puzzle by myself. What is a micro piece puzzle? It is teensy weensy little bitty pieces. And it's 2,000. And it's the same size as like a 500 piece puzzle. So you can understand the size. It's about a 500 piece puzzle size. That's like 50 by 70 centimeters. It's a rectangle. It's a long side horizontal rectangle. 50 by 70, but it's 2,000 pieces. So if you can imagine, if you can convert your centimeters to your inches, if you're an inch person, and think about what 2,000 pieces will look like in there, it's pretty teeny tiny. And yeah, I'm never going to do that ever again. That was horrible. 2,000 is just, and micro pieces. And the puzzle puzzle quality is really bad kind of puzzle quality. Japanese puzzles are lower in quality in terms of how the pieces lock together. They don't lock together very well. A lot of the companies don't have that. I don't know why it's so loose. Probably it's because people like to glue their puzzles, and so they're loose so that the glue can get in the middle. But I don't want to glue my puzzles because I want to do them again. And I have done them again over and over multiple times for many of them. But anyway, yeah, I'm never going to do that ever again. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. I almost thought that I was going to give up. Yeah, and the picture was hard too. I mean, I've done puzzles using this same artist. It's actually my favorite artist. I have a lot of bookmarks. I mean, all kinds of goods, different goods. She makes a lot of things like bookmarks and things like that. I have a lot of postcards. I have a lot of bookmarks, and I'm thinking of getting a new mouse pad, and she sells mouse pads at their store, and I am able to go to the store even though it's a little bit far. So I want to do that. Maybe I can do that next year. Anyway, I've done puzzles using her art before, like 300 or 500 piece puzzles, and they're doable. A little bit difficult, yeah, but they're doable and they're fun. It's a lot of detail type of artwork. So it shouldn't have been any problem. But the problem was the 2000 micro piece. That was a problem. And another problem was the pieces were terrible to pick up and also so teeny tiny. And also, I didn't know, because they're so teeny tiny, you don't even know what's on them. Like, what is this? What am I even looking at? And there's this big green section at the bottom that just really, it's just all green, and there's some like pattern on it. Not pattern, but some like differences, like splotches of, there's some dark splotches and light splotches, but it wasn't like consistent or gradient or anything. And there were so many misfits. Oh my gosh. Even though on the back of the puzzle they had like a pattern so that you could sort of use that as like a tool, like a cheat tool to like see if your piece is in the right area. But even then there were just so many false fits. Like the pieces were just like, I thought you went here, but no, and now everything is messed up, and now I don't know which pieces are in the wrong places. It was just so bad. Anyway, I don't blame the artist, I blame the puzzle company. They should know better. They're the ones that choose, right? They're the ones that give feedback, like, will this work as a puzzle or not? Like, the artist it might not be so knowledgeable in this area, right? So the puzzle company needs to make the decisions. The puzzle company needs to make better puzzles. Honestly, Japanese puzzles, what am I gonna do? I mean, sometimes I can find Ravensburger puzzles here in Japan, but very, very rare. And sometimes I can get Springbok puzzles online, but also very rare. The only American, I don't know if it's American, it might not be American, but the only non-Japanese puzzle company that I can definitely get in Japan and also go to like English bookstores to get these puzzles is Gallison Puzzles. That's why I love them so much. I recently posted on Instagram that I love Gallison Puzzles, but I can get these puzzles in Japan. The 500 piece puzzles are just perfect for my table, size wise. I can't do the 1,000 piece puzzles, it's too big. And the pieces lock together so well. The illustrations are so much fun to put together, and that's why I love Gallison Puzzles so much. Anyway, I'm going off on a long puzzle tangent. You probably don't even care about jigsaw puzzles, but if you do, let me know the biggest puzzle that you have ever done by yourself. Let me know what it was like. What was a picture like? What was it kind of like? And how easy or difficult it was. Let me know your jigsaw puzzle story, okay? All right. Okay, so let me talk to you about one of my biggest accomplishments besides publishing paperback version of Between Roses. You can get it on Amazon. If you don't like Amazon, you can get it on Barnes and Noble. I love Barnes and Noble. You know why I love Barnes and Noble? Is because when I have gone to the States as a kid, we would go to Barnes and Noble, and that was the only time that I could buy English books. You can't find those English bookstores in Japan very easily. Okay, there's like one in Tokyo, and I'm like an hour and a half away from Tokyo right now where I live, and so it's not like I can, easily go there. And when I mean an hour and a half, I mean an hour and a half by train. Okay, so it's not like I can easily go there all the time. And so when I went to the States, and I get all these, go to Barnes and Noble because it was near the mall, and we would go there and then spend like hours choosing, looking around and picking out books, and it was so much fun. So I have a lot of good memories with Barnes and Noble. That's why it was always been my dream to have my book on Barnes and Noble, in Barnes and Noble. But if I can't do it physically, I can do it online, and it's on Barnes and Noble online. You can go and get paperback Between Roses. It's a young adult portal fantasy novel. If you like Alice in Wonderland, do you like Alice in Wonderland stories? If you like Alice in Wonderland stories, you will like this book. Readers have said, I can say that. You can find Between Roses also on Goodreads if you want to check out the reviews. Reviews are for readers. Okay. So anyway, apart from that, another big sort of accomplishment this year, and this was kind of unexpected. Okay, I didn't plan to really do this, but I hosted a 1-month writing challenge in November. Reason it's November, okay, so NaNoWriMo is dead, right? So I thought, I want to do something in November, because each November I get this big writing urge, because I've been participating in NaNoWriMo since what, 2012 or 2013 that I've been participating in NaNoWriMo. So I was doing it almost consistently every year. So every November I would always get this urge to work on some big project, right? So I thought I'd do a 1-month writing challenge, and I thought, why not, if I'm doing it, I'd invite other people to do it. And then I thought I would collaborate with some people who post prompts on Instagram, and we would all work on this together, and invite other people to work on it, together. So I called it Word Dragon Challenge. How would it be different from NaNoWriMo? And so one thing I always thought about NaNoWriMo was the word count, that you have to make this word count. And then there were many people who couldn't make the word count and then feel bad about it. So I thought, you know what? Word Dragon Challenge is going to celebrate progress rather than word count. And you don't even have to work on a new story. You can be editing a story, you could be writing a book of poetry. It doesn't matter, as long as you choose your word dragon, which is whatever goal you want to make by the end of November. Some people wanted to complete a poetry collection. Some people wanted to finish editing their book. There were many different people, okay? And for me, I was going to do the standard 50K challenge. But that was me. And we had weekly updates. That's all you needed to do for this challenge, is to give weekly updates. We also had daily prompts, but those were for people who wanted to post daily or every other day or whatever they wanted to do. And it was really nice. It was really nice to know that I'm working on this 1-month writing challenge. Oh my gosh, sometimes writing just wasn't coming that day. And so it was nice to know that there were other people who were also doing this 1 month writing challenge. It was very motivating, and other people were saying who had participated that it was really motivating. So that was nice that I was able to like motivate people to work on their projects. And another thing about this project is that all you needed to do was be consistent, and consistency didn't have to be every day. For me, it was like try to write almost every day, and that was sort of my thing that I would try to do consistently. Of course, I would take a few breaks here and there, a few days that I wasn't writing. But I worked on my writing project consistently, and consistency is the key here in this challenge. So, like, if you decide I am going to write 100 words every week, and so that would be your consistent, what consistency looked for you. So anyway, a lot of people were saying that this helped motivate them, and some people were saying that they haven't written in a long time, but they were able to make a lot of progress on their work. And the way you win the challenge was if you make it to the very end, if you make it to November 30, and you were consistently showing up for your writing project until November 30. And that was how you win the challenge. Defeating the word dragons in a different story. So your goal is to, your goal, if my goal is to meet 50K, that is my word dragon. So in order to defeat my word dragon, I have to make 50K. So you could have 2 wins. So one win is making it to the end of the challenge, which is November 30, and the other win is to defeat your word dragon. Some people weren't able to defeat their word dragon, but they were able to make progress on their writing project, so that is a win, right? Because we celebrate progress here. Okay, even if you only wrote 5 words, that is still progress for Word Dragon Challenge. And I didn't anticipate it to become this thing, but I'm doing it next year. So like in November. So like if you're interested, and it's mainly going to be on Instagram, but you can also, if you want to not be on Instagram, but you still want to interact with other people involved in the challenge, you can go to the Wacky Writers Forum. It's free forum to join. I also have a thread on there. I'm hoping to use the same thread for the next year, but we will see what happens with that. But anyway, you can go to Wacky Writers Forum anytime. You don't have to do it just for the challenge. Anytime. Anybody is welcome on that forum. Anyway, so that was an interesting big accomplishment this year. Hosting is a lot. Hosting is a lot. You know what you do when you host? You have to hype. On top of keeping yourself motivated to write, it's a lot. On top of being busy with other things in November. I don't know why November is just so busy. But anyway, that happened. So if you want to join Word Dragon Challenge and try to win the challenge and also defeat your word dragon, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to there are some things that I wanted to change after doing this challenge, so I'm hoping to do that next year. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be great. Okay. Okay, this is the last segment. I feel like I've been talking forever. This is the chattiest Thoughts and Thoughts video of the year. I almost thought of a Christmas song, but I forgot it. I'm just taking a sip of coffee. Ho hum. Coffee. It's a cough fee. You get it? It's a cough fee. Excuse me. Okay, there were some new discoveries that I made this year. One thing, you are in control of your algorithm. A lot of people talk about, oh my gosh, the algorithm is like controlling me. No, you are in control of the algorithm. Whatever you do, the algorithm picks up on and curates things for you. So if you don't do the thing, they won't curate it for you. If you consistently ignore certain content, they won't give it to you. So you are in control of the algorithm. If you decide to consistently post on Instagram, that is you creating your algorithm. That's you creating, you are telling Instagram, I consistently post. But if you don't consistently post, you are telling it that you don't consistently post. They're not telling you to consistently post. You control your own accounts. So we can stop stressing about the algorithm is what I'm saying. Just ignore it. Completely ignore what people are saying about the algorithm. You are in control of your own algorithm. I know some people are saying like, oh my gosh, the algorithm is changing on YouTube. Like maybe it is, but in the end, you are in control of your own algorithm. So why worry? Another point I want to make is that you are allowed to indulge in pointless cute things if you are financially able as an adult. Okay, so I've recently been seeing this trend in Japan. I don't know about any places other in the world, but around in Japan, people are really indulging in, at least adults are indulging in like cute things, buying cute things. Oh, can't forget the Labubu craze. I guess that is. I don't think Labubus are cute, but some people do. Okay. So, adults indulging in cute things, if you are financially able, you are allowed to. If you are financially able, allowed to enjoy those things that you used to enjoy when you were a kid. It's not like I thought that you couldn't, but I thought that you had to sort of hold back because as an adult you have other things to pay for, other obligations and stuff. But if you have a little bit of money and you think, and this thing is, like financially, like it's worth it, like it's worth the money, and you are financially able, then why not indulge in it? You know? And the other thing is that it's okay to make imperfect things. And that's what I learned actually making the background collages for the Bookstagram post. It can be imperfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's fine to make imperfect things. It's fine to show imperfect things. Be imperfect on the internet. Why is everything just so crisp and clean and curated and everything like that, when the most human thing that we can do, especially in this era of AI, generated AI slop, the thing that we can do as humans is to show our imperfections, as our humanly imperfections. So it's okay to make imperfect things. It's okay to show the messy stage on the internet. In fact, I think it's the most authentic human thing that we can do right now, especially in this day and age in which generative AI slop is all over the internet. Our duty as humans, I feel like I'm giving a strange speech. Our duty as humans is to be authentic on the internet, and the way we do that is to show imperfections. Because generative AI is just so weirdly perfect. Weirdly perfect. Weird. It's so weird. We are allowed to show our little imperfections. Okay, that is completely fine. Nothing has to be completely, utterly perfect. Okay? All right. So, the final thing that I want to talk about is something that I have been thinking about being an author, and I did mention it. I did mention it earlier. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the previous slide or the previous slide. I don't even know. But I think that every author has their own reason for being an author, and it's okay if you're not in it for the money and you do things that go against making money. Which is, for me, putting illustrations in the book. Like, and it's not something that I drew. It's something that I commissioned. And that's what? Paying money, right? Or like doing things that go against making money. Like, I am not maybe marketing my book as much as I should be. But that's okay to not be so markety about it, because I'm not, my goal initially was, of course, to be an author and to make money out of being an author. But now that I've gotten my full-time job, sure, it's not going to be making a lot of money, but for me, I am able to still take some time to be an author, but the author job doesn't have to be a job for me if I don't want it to be. I am financially able to make that decision. Some people have to put a lot of effort into marketing and everything because being an author is their full-time, is their main income source. So for some people, their reason for being an author might be to make money. And that's fine. And some people, their reason for being an author is to put their stories out in the world, not necessarily needing to make money out of it. And they can even do things that go against making money, like adding art that no one asked for, paying for it. Maybe not doing as much marketing, maybe not even paying for marketing, maybe not even get marketing like advice or coaching or whatever. And that's okay. Everyone has their own reasons for being an author. You don't have to follow if you don't want to necessarily, you don't care about making money as an author, you don't need to do that. It's okay to not do that. It's okay to not be like everybody else. You know what I mean? If being the author is not your main income, it's okay to not follow in the footsteps of the people that are doing that. I don't know if it's you are doing it, but that was something that I was thinking, like, do I need to do more marketing? Do I need to do more for my book? Should I be doing more stuff? One thing that goes against sort of making money is discounts. So right now, Between Roses is at a 50% discount. It's $13.99 USD on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And that decision to do such a discount on a paperback book that I put a lot of effort and money into making goes against sort of the making money aspect, right? Like, why would I do that? But I thought about the fact that I am not trying to like make being an author as my main income. And if that's the case, I want people to have access. I want people, as many people as possible, to have access to wonderful story. I think Between Roses is a wonderful story. If I do say so myself. I want people to be able to enjoy the things that I enjoyed creating. I want them to have fun. And if readers are saying, if other readers of Between Roses have said that it's great and everything, that I want to, I want people to have access to that kind of thing. Like I said before about the people charging people for like a lot of money for these courses and stuff, courses that give advice, like have a positive outlook on life, that kind of thing that you can find for free. Like, isn't that, I want people to have access to that. Everyone deserves to have access to that. And I can't make my paperback any lower than $13.99. Like, that is the lowest possible amount that I can set for the paperback. And it's a really good quality paperback with the formatter, awesome, cover artist, awesome, all the illustrators, just awesome people, the editors, awesome. And readers have given this book 5-star reviews, so I guess the story is also great. If I do say so myself. Very grateful for these readers for posting those reviews. So I thought, I don't need to have it as such a high price, so I'm going to, even the discount period lasts from December 12th to January 12th, and even after that, I don't plan to making it $25.99. I don't need it to be that price. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for that, but anyway, my poetry collection is going to be low priced. It's going to be an ebook, so it's going to be low priced anyway, but I want you to be able to read the stuff and enjoy it without having to like pay so much money for it. Like, why that? Because money right now, financial, the economy sucks, right? So I don't want the money to be like a point of like gatekeeping or whatever. It's like some people can't afford it, and some people are just struggling day to day, paycheck to paycheck. It's terrible right now in the world. And anyway, I've just been feeling kind of grateful that, some people are struggling paycheck to paycheck, and my partner and we are not. And I am grateful that our financial situation is not like really, really terrible or anything. And some people are, and like, if I can do anything to like help for people, like if they wanted to get a little book or something, if they wanted to enjoy and escape the world for a little bit, to have access to those things, like if I am able to do that, I thought that I would like to do that. And maybe that goes against the author, like if I want this author job, but I decided that I'm not going to make the author job the main thing. I wonder if I'm making sense. I just think I write stories. There's this motto that I have, is I write stories for the people who read. I write for you. Of course, I write for me first, obviously, because I need to enjoy my stories, of course. But the reason I create is for you to have fun, So for me, every author is going to be different. Some people have to use this for their full-time job, so they really have to do whatever they can to make money. But for me, moving forward, I am not going to be doing that like that. So that was a new discovery this year, actually, realizing that what is my goal as an author? I hadn't really have time or like mental space to really think about that. But then I did. So anyway, I want you to enjoy my stories. That's why the ones that are on Wattpad are going going to stay on Wattpad except for one which I took down, but most of those up there on Wattpad are going to stay there for the time being. One of them, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about, but anyway, I'll think about it when I get there about that. But anyway, if you want to read stuff from me, you can go to Wattpad. And I know Wattpad gets bad rep and everything, but I assure you, the quality of my books is not bad, and it's not bad slop, okay? I know that, if I do say so myself, but I know my books are good enough quality for your reader eyes. Yes, it's free too, so that's great, right? Okay, I want you to look at the screen, look at this avatar. Isn't she so cute? It's a fox girl, it's a girl fox, I don't know. But same artist as the other new avatar. So she did 2 versions for me. I think this one is so cute. She's reading a book and she's frowning and she's serious, and that's what I look like when I'm reading books. It's very serious work. Anyway, so I want to tell you one thing about 2026, what is going to be coming to this channel in 2026, and to what I'm going to put out in the world in 2026. Okay, so the Penguin Random House deep dive is going to come, I assure you. I had 0 time to work on it this entire month of December. So anyway, but there's just some few little bits that I still have to work on, and then I have to do a recording right. So it's going to be some time, but I am going to put it out in 2026. Now, after the Penguin Random House deep dive, there is this publisher called, what's it called? Orbit? Yeah, Orbit. I have a lot of books by this publisher, Orbit. So I want to look up about them and see what they're about, because I have a lot of books by them. I'm just curious. I don't know if that's going to be the next one, but let's see, maybe something after not Public Random House, Penguin Random House, PRH. Maybe I will look into Barnes and Noble. That might be fun. I know it's by 2 people, by Mr. Barnes and Mr. Noble. I think that's what the name is from. But I don't know anything else. And I like Barnes and Noble, so I want to find out their history and what they're about. I bet that'd be pretty cool. So anyway, maybe that's going to be next. And of course, I mentioned I'm putting out a dark poetry collection. It's going to be an ebook. There's going to be illustrations in this book. And now I am going to be drawing the illustrations. I actually have one more illustration, actually two more? Yes, 2 more illustrations to draw for this poetry collection. So that's going to be out. The cover artist for Between Roses is going to be doing the formatting for the poetry book, so that's nice. Anyway, that's what's going on in 2026. Also, the content on this channel is not going to change. So you've subscribed to what you've subscribed for. You've subscribed to what you want. What am I saying? I don't know. You're going to get what you subscribed for. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. So anyway, that is 2026, what's going to happen in the end. This is the outro. This is all part of the outro. So anyway, what are your comments? Do you have any comments? End of the year comments. What are you going to be doing for the holidays? For Christmas, for Hanukkah, for whatever else holiday that you celebrate. Yes or no holidays, whatever holidays that you celebrate. Also, do you have a favorite drink? What is your favorite drink and why do you like it? I like coffee because it tastes good and I can create with coffee. Okay. Also, I want to know, if you were an animal, what would you be? I would be a fox, obviously. What would you be? I want to know what your animal would be. It can be a fictional animal too. You can say you want to be a dragon or a unicorn or an alicorn or a pegasus or a sea serpent or whatever. Maybe. Is a minotaur an animal? Debate. So that is the end of this video. I feel like I talked forever, but anyway, I hope you like this sort of chatty type of video. Did you notice on my screen that the backgrounds are Christmassy? Did you notice that? I wonder if you did. So anyway, that is it for the video. This is the last video of the year. Hope you have lovely holidays and Merry Christmas, Merry Holiday, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. And I hope to see you again. Wait, I hope you will hear me again in 2026. And please share these videos with your friends and with people you think will be interested in this kind of content. And maybe I can get to 100 subscribers in 2026. There is one secret I have that I will tell you right now, and it is that my partner doesn't know that I have a YouTube channel. And my goal is to get to 100 subscribers and tell him that I have a YouTube channel with 100 subscribers. But until then, he is completely in the dark that I have a YouTube channel. He knows that I have had a YouTube channel in the past where I showed my face, but he doesn't know about this YouTube channel. So it's actually the same channel. I had very few subscribers. No one really cared about what I had to say. But anyway, he doesn't know anything about this channel. So let's get this to 100 subscribers in 2026, guys. Tell your friends, tell people everything, do the stuff. Okay, so all the video links and stuff that I said that I would put in would be in the description down below as always. And hope you have a lovely rest of your day. You will hear me in the next video. The fox is out.